Guys, good evening. Thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of the 3-player co-op podcast with Simply Red, Mystics, and me, Mobster64. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get everyone else going on here. And we are live, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking time out of your night to hang out. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing. Yeah. Like it looks like there was quite a couple people that saw our first episode, and looks like we're doing something good, man. What do you guys think of it?
I didn't even see any stats on anything. What do you got for it?
It's over 10. 10 views. 10. It's better than 0.
Right. Absolutely.
But it's good that we're just doing it. Someone's gotta do it, and you guys are like the perfect people to do it. So I'm glad I'm doing it with you guys.
Yeah, that's I appreciate you having it.
I hope you guys don't mind the little page. This is like kind of just random. Like if the scene that's about to go on is kind of just we're still in the works. But I got your both. Well, I have your logo red that I pulled from your stream. I tried to get Mystics, but Mystics, I tried to pull yours, but you changed yours.
Like, it's gone.
It's gone. So I had to kind of make do with this. I guess.
That's what I look like in real life. That's perfect for me. I am a little orange cube. That's me perfectly.
You are a pixel, a beautiful pixel though, a beautiful pixel. But what do you think? Should we get straight to it?
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
I hope you guys don't mind the background game, which is a Final Fight. I took your guys' idea and we're gonna fix this up. But it's just something for people to watch. Our first topics of discussion, I'm going to jump into our paper that we have. We usually have this so we could have some kind of guidance on where to go. All right. Dr. Disrespect comes back. Was it, I want to say yesterday on Monday? And already 80,000 views. Was that expected for you guys?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think this either every time he does something bad or whatnot, does helps him definitely, right?
Yeah, like I said before, until Twitch actually does something to where it's not just a slap on the wrist. Because let's face it, a 14-day ban from Twitch for him is a slap on the wrist. Because he's still getting sub revenue. He's still getting ad revenue from YouTube. Yeah. He's still getting money in from that. He's getting how many sponsorships? Because I know he has a sponsor with G Wheel. I think he has a sponsor with Gillette.
Does he have? Oh, because of his mustache. That's right.
Yeah, so he has all this ad revenue, and a 14-day ban on Twitch is going to be nothing.
That is nothing. I heard he said he had a shout out to like Ninja. Not really a shout out, but he said, I just started coming back on. I got more subs than Ninja now. I guess he was like taunting him or whatnot. But that guy. Do you think he is the face of Twitch?
Not by a long shot.
Who do you think it is, Red?
Not at all. To be honest, I don't see any of those kids being the face of Twitch, They've all sort of just done their own thing. I think if you were supposed to put somebody, it'd have to be those people that came before them. Like right now, I would say, Ninja definitely has succeeded more than any streamer on Twitch. Absolutely. He's really marketed himself incredibly well. He's kind of kept his stance on certain things. And while they are very controversial, like the one where he says, I don't play games with girls. In the long run, I think that has kept him really safe than having anything open up for people to exploit him with. And
Right.
that's just fantastic.
But see, here's the thing though about that is, if anyone's the face of Twitch, it's Ninja. But the thing with that is though, if you look at how way Ninja has marketed himself, is he's pretty much the face of Twitch. He was a big person on YouTube's Rewind, which he's not even a YouTuber.
Yeah.
His main income is on Twitch. And last year he was at Times Square for New Year's Eve. It completely bombed, but he was still there.
He did bomb.
But I don't think he was representing Twitch. I think he was representing himself at the end of the day, while he was there doing all of those things.
Yeah, like what was it? His brand,
Yeah.
right?
And that's just it. I don't think any of his stuff that for his brand has anything to do with Twitch itself. I think everything is the brand Ninja. And so I think as time goes on, he begins to separate himself from that, but you don't forget, where you started. The biggest the biggest thing for me is the fact that his audience has changed dramatically. And now I think you can say that he's more kid friendly than anything else in some respects. Like that's his target audience is anywhere from 12 to 40-year-olds,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think so. He had to, just like what I heard, like how Ninja was. Is it true that this guy would be cussing all the time? He didn't F this, F that. He would now he's like totally different from what he was before. Is that right? Did you guys see Ninja before?
I've never really watched Ninja.
Yeah, he wasn't like dropping F-bombs left and right, but I would say now it's to the point where he makes a conscious decision to, watch what he's saying.
Yeah.
So he definitely doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah. Like, what do you think, Mystics?
I mean, like I said, I'm never really one to watch Ninja. For me, I've never enjoyed his personality or his content. It's not for me.
Because but did you hear of him before?
No.
Is it just this is the era where Ninja just comes out of nowhere kind of deal?
I've never heard of Ninja until like Fortnite got big.
Yep, and that's really what it was. Is it's sort of a hand-in-hand situation. Ninja, was well at the games that he played, but Fortnite comes along and he just basically dominates with that. And because Fortnite became, striking while the iron's hot, all these people are trying to be the next Ninja, and they see the success that he's had because of this game. Why not try to do the same?
Yeah.
And that's the part coming back to your original thing, which was Dr. Disrespect. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents on that. So we all know, and we talked about earlier, that his band, that's nothing. He's going to bring the money in.
Yeah.
He's going to bring some views, as you can see. He's got a huge following, and that's not going to go away anytime soon. He provides a home for all different types of people, including the mega trolls,
Yeah.
because he embraces them. So if that portion of people on Twitch looks at him and goes, well, I feel at home right here, that's just free real estate, as they say at the end of the day.
True.
So it's not surprising that he comes back and he's got all these views and whatnot. It's all about staying relevant in the public eye, and in this world of Twitch, what are you doing to sort of maybe stir a little bit of drama, or keep promoting your channel?
Yeah, because I always came to the conclusion that controversy creates cash. So as long as you're making a buzz, do you think that would be what he's trying to do? Well, most of the YouTubers and Twitchers are like that, right? Is that safe to say that?
Well, here's the thing. That's what got the Doc over, because before all this, he worked for Activision.
He did. That's right.
Yeah, he loved Call of Duty. Doc, he had the little Doc persona once in a while on YouTube. Then he ended up going and working for Activision. I think he was like Black Ops 2. One of the big games he worked on. He did a couple of maps for. And then once he parted ways again, that's when the docs start coming back up to this character.
Yeah.
And because like, again, we live in this world now where we look for people who, no, I won't say have charisma, but more of they cause a little bit of stir. They cause this. They make noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you had this guy who's really good at the games. Like he's good at COD. He got really good in the BR scene with H1Z1, then PUBG, then he went to Fortnite for a while.
Yeah.
Like he was chasing these games. And the whole time he trash talks. He makes himself out to be better than he is.
Yeah. Like
but
really
behind all that, yeah,
he
has
really,
it. But at the same time, he's great at the games. I'm not saying that he's not. But what he did have with that though is this production quality behind it, where he had these top of the line alerts, multiple scenes where he could stand and he had this whole story for like why he was in this space station.
Yeah.
He would have the dog cast where when he would lose, he would sit there and he would shoutcast the game that he was in.
It's amazing. He could really sell himself pretty well.
Yeah, and that's what he's done well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always going to be a character, and I don't know. If you had to pick someone that would be the face, well, I think, yeah, you know, if you're going to pick someone that's the most popular right now in this era, I guess you could put him up in the top two. Would it be him? You know, you got the Summits, you got Disrespect, you got Ninja. Who else?
Well, you can't forget about like Lyric.
Yeah.
Those guys too.
Lyric.
You know, those guys have been there.
Is Soda
a long
popular?
time.
A long time.
And Soda. Yeah, like seriously, if I were to put somebody as the face of Twitch, it'd be Soda.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is with Summit is, yeah, he's up there, but he's not drawing as much as he used to. Honestly, what got Summit really popular is he became the guy who choked in competition in CS:GO. That's what really got Summit over.
Is that what he would always choke?
No.
I didn't know that.
No, he choked once, but it was such an epic choke in a on-stage tournament match that he became popular for it. He became more well-known.
Really?
Yeah.
I totally didn't even know that.
And then what got him like a resurgence was when Sea of Thieves came out. Well, not when it came out, when it started, like when it got fixed and people were coming back to it. He went and he made himself basically the troll of Sea of Thieves, where him and his buddies would go and just try do these really insane, stupid things while stealing other people's chests. And he got popular for it. He started dressing like a pirate once in a while.
Yeah, I was wondering because he really was playing a lot of Sea of Thieves, right? That was his game for.
Yeah,
I think he still does.
Because when he played CS:GO, he'd get trolls.
Yeah.
He hated Fortnite. Fortnite almost made him quit Twitch.
Because of Fortnite?
Well, because he hated playing it. He fell into that thing to where, and this is a problem for all streamers, is he knew if he wanted to have viewers, he'd have to play certain games.
Yeah.
He knew he would have to play Fortnite.
Yeah.
But he hated it. He hates Fortnite with a passion. But he forced himself to play it because that's what brought in the views.
Yeah. Do you what do you think of, do you like Fortnite? Like both you and Red, would you ever play that game again? No? How about you?
I won't touch the BR.
How about you, Red?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of over it. I've been over BRs a long time ago. I've realized that doesn't speak to me really.
Yeah.
At all. So I'm just not like I'll play the Fortnite team game, the original thing that came before.
Yeah.
But as for the battle royale, it's never been for me at all. I've seen other people kind of crumble after playing that huge, like Zombie Dre. was one of those people that really loved playing battle royale games, especially Fortnite.
Yeah.
But he just because he didn't have time to dedicate to it, he just kind of in his words, he was just an NPC running around getting kids killed by kids who had 10 to 15 hours to practice.
10 to 15 hours to practice. Yeah, I know it's not for everyone. Somehow it's still lasting. Well, I don't want to say it's lasting the test of time, but it's been, years now, ever since, I want to say H1Z1 kind of like lit that fire for the BR, right?
Well, H1Z1 started it, but what really took off the Battle Royale was PUBG. Because H1Z1 wasn't even the first BR game. Do you know where Battle Royale started?
Which one? Where?
Minecraft.
Did they have the battle?
Minecraft.
I wasn't too much a Minecraft person, but
Yep.
they actually they had a BR for that?
Yep, it was basically the Hunger Games. That was the first BR game.
Wow. And then
It went from that. Go ahead.
Oh, did it follow the same format as a regular BR? Everyone for themselves in pixel form?
It was. Have you seen the Hunger Games, right?
Yes.
It was that. It was the Hunger Games. But that was the first real BR game.
Mm-hmm.
And then what ended up happening is Player Unknown.
Mm-hmm.
He worked on Arma 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Arma 3 got the first BR mod.
Mm-hmm.
So that became really popular. Then
Yeah.
H1Z1 came in, PUBG came in, and then you had like these big games. And that's when everybody started falling on the BR train. But it all started with Minecraft.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Which, funny that you mentioned it, because I remember I'm reading the notes here. Look how popular BR's got. It actually led into Tetris having a BR, and I see Tetris Royale for mobile devices, which is coming out soon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tetris 99 is the only BR game I actually enjoy playing.
the Switch version, right?
Yeah.
Is this the Tetris Royale supposed to be like the same thing except just for mobile cell phones? Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did you get that? I totally didn't see that. Red, did it just pop up that Tetris Royale is going to come out for mobile? Is it?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of gaming info that if you find the right spots, you'll figure things out. Like, for example, today is the official release date of Dr. Mario for your mobile.
It came out to no way. I totally didn't know that.
It did. It
Wow.
did, yeah.
And you two get that? No.
No, I'm not a Dr. Mario fan. I leave that for the intelligent people out there.
How about you, Sticks? Are you playing it?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be playing it. But see, here's the thing though with it is it's not traditional Dr. Mario.
What is it?
It falls more into those type of games like Candy Crush, to where instead of like how the old one where it was basically you had to match the germs with the pills like you would like Tetris. This is more like, okay, you have to kind of shoot the pills up and you have to try to break these things down.
Really?
It's almost like Peggle or what was that one game? Like where you instead like you had to shoot the ball up and just like knock out the same color pieces.
What game is that?
So it's not
Bust 'em up.
traditional. Yeah.
What was it? Which one was it?
Bust the move.
Oh, it's supposed to be like that. That's kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Is it free for everyone, or you have to pay? Is it pay to win, or is it one of those kind of? Like, I did not even know. I got it. Now you make me want to go get it. I need to go get this game just because.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You'd have to check on the App Store. I haven't looked into it myself, but
Oh,
it's
that's
Nintendo. They're branching out, putting out more IPs on the phone. So I mean, that can only be, hopefully a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah, and if anything, it's going to be free to play. They do a really, really free to play games on.
Yeah, free to play. That just leads into so many things. Like, now I've been into this Destiny kick again, and what it's supposed to be free to play like in September, right? Is
Only so much of it's going to be free to play. That's it, though.
they still want you to pay for something, of course, right?
Well, like I was telling you before, is the base game is going to be free to play, but it's going to be the continual like seasonal content. Like like with what we're doing now with the new end game stuff, that's extra to the 3 expansions. So you had Curse of Osiris, Warmind, and then Forsaken basically combined everything. Then after Forsaken, they released seasonal content. So every few months, you're going to get an extra bit of storyline. And instead of paying $40 per content, you're paying for 3 pieces of content for about $15 each. And there's a lot of content there.
Yeah, it seems like they're really tossing a lot of stuff at Destiny. And I remember, didn't both of you have it for PC?
Yeah.
Still do, yeah.
You guys still play it? You guys?
Well, I don't have the expansions, so.
Oh yeah, you would have to pay like an extra $30 or something for that, huh? For the expansion stuff.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, I like it. I think it's kind of cool that at least it'll be free to play, and what you could transfer your saves from platforms to a different platform. That's another kicker on there.
Yep, that's coming out in September. Basically, what's happening in September is they're releasing a new expansion. They're taking it off of Battle.net. And it's not going to longer be on Battle.net. They're going to put it on Steam. And everyone who has it will have a key that takes the transfer over from Battle.net to Steam.
And why was the reason that they're leaving Battle.net?
What happened is Blizzard Activision, said it wasn't making enough money. They wanted to microtransaction the hell out of this game. And Bungie's like, no, we don't want to do this. and they weren't really making money hand over fist like they are with Overwatch.
Yeah.
And even Overwatch is losing money right now. They're not losing money. They're not just making as much as they want to make. So Bungie's like, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll buy the game back from you. We'll take this much. You won't have anything else to do with it. You won't lose any money, and we'll have full control over it. They're like, okay, go ahead. It was actually the thing between Activision and that actually caused shareholders to investigate Activision for fraud.
For fraud? Oh my gosh, really? Because of they want to, expand it and make, make money.
No, they were going at their Activision shareholders were going like, why would you do this? Like something didn't seem right for shareholders, so they actually launched an investigation into fraud. So Bungie has full control now. It's still on the Blizzard launcher for now.
Yeah. But
they're moving it over to Steam, and when they do, cross save will be available. And hopefully they're trying to, like, if they can get together with Sony and Xbox and PC, cross-platform.
I would dig that, man. What do you think of that, Red?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, cross-platform is fantastic for everybody. It's kind of like how I look at Dauntless. That did fantastic to bring people together to want to play because it was available on all, ports, and you can play with everybody. And heck, they even have a Switch port coming out soon. So, why not? Make it happen. Just as long as it doesn't impact my performance of the game, I'm good.
Yeah. My only concern with going cross-platform is the PvP. Because, don't get me wrong, there are skilled people out there with a controller.
But it's always going to be against something that's superior, which is a keyboard and mouse.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to say this now. They've already confirmed that Stadia will not work with any other version of Destiny 2.
Just you have to buy it again.
Well, no. If you buy the starter bundle for Stadia, you get Destiny 2 included.
Oh, okay. Because what I learned today, which was weird that you mentioned it, Stadia, I heard that it doesn't. You still have to buy the games. Someone mentioned that on their show that you still have to buy the games unless you. I don't know if there was a bundle that you saw that on. It probably is. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it's their big starter bundle. They're saying Destiny 2 is included.
Oh, okay. Good. But man, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. Dude.
Well, you got to remember that this is not a rental service. So it's not like, you're there to rent a game for X amount of time,
Yeah.
so to speak. So you have to own it to utilize. It makes sense. I get why you have to buy the game. You have to look at it like this is your own library. They're just making it so that you can play from anywhere with anything, supposedly.
Yeah.
Right. And they might do a subscription service as well.
I would hope so, because I was like looking at it today. What the starter bundle is $130? Is it $130 for Stadia? Or you could be a founder, supposedly a founder. And it just includes your control. Does it come with the controller too? And
it comes with the controller and a Chromecast Premium Plus Ultra, whatever it is.
what is that? What, the Chromecast?
The upgraded Chromecast. Yeah, the upgraded Chromecast.
Oh my god.
Well, that's how you're gonna stream it through the Chromecast app. So you're gonna plug it into your TV or into your monitor, and when you connect it via wireless, it's going to be able to connect to the Stadia service.
So
it's not going to take any hard drive space at all for any of this.
And what can you play it on? So PC, Mac, mobile device too, tablet.
No, all you need is a TV.
That's all you need.
All you need is a TV and a wireless connection.
And bam, you get it. Then
yeah. Because the Chromecast has a wireless internet adapter in it. So when all you need to plug it into is something so you can see the menu. So you download the app into your Chromecast, and you're just streaming everything.
I could see. So then that just gives people more access to all those other games on PC that they always wanted to play. Basically,
maybe. Again, like we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
Input lag and latency. That's gonna be the big issues.
Yeah. I know we were talking about like the companies making money, and with the whole BattleNet and taking off Destiny and stuff. Now, like, I remember we have this on our list too, talking about loot boxes, how some places actually declared it's not gambling.
Excuse me, sir. Surprise mechanics.
Surprise mechanics.
Yeah, that's what EA actually calls. They don't call them loot boxes.
Wow, so that's
surprise mechanics.
That's their loophole around the whole thing.
Well, no, the whole thing with what the UK minister was saying is, as of right now, there's not enough evidence saying it's gambling. They're not saying flat out, "Hey, we're not going to call this gambling." They're calling for more investigation.
But they're also saying that, they're putting the blame on the people by saying that, well, we've realized that really it's just people with a gambling problem go for these sort of tricks, while everybody else is okay,
Yeah.
Which is completely untrue.
Right.
So that's how they kind of like figured out, like, the gamblers are the ones that want that extra edge, and so for people that don't know what loot boxes are, how would you describe a loot box for a game?
Loot boxes are premium content that allows you to have a random chance at something very pretty. Or in the case of Call of Duty, better guns.
That is,
I mean, let's look at this from another aspect. Loot boxes have been around just under different names for a long time. Just look at a pack of Magic cards. That's a loot box. You're paying for something. It's telling you what you have a chance to get inside, but they don't tell you the percentages, mind you. But that's just basically it. You're investing in a pack of cards that you're hoping to get the card that you want. You're hoping it's a rare or a shiny or whatever it is. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. That's just the luck of the draw. That's still gambling in its own way. That's how I relate loot boxes. It's the same thing. The problem is that these things are not tangible, and that's where I have an issue with it. So you need to understand where you're coming from with that, in terms of, well, I'm spending money on something virtual. What am I getting once it's done, when the game shuts down or whatever? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
That money's gone.
That's a very good point. Go ahead.
And another difference is with Magic is Magic itself has an economy. So while I may open up, say, because booster packs are roughly like $1.50 each.
Yeah.
you get like 10 like I think like 10 cards or like something like that.
Yeah.
I might have like commons, all these rares, but each one of those cards are worth something. Not much, but there's a market value, there's trade value, except for Rocket League and maybe a couple other games like Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
You can't trade these things.
So you're stuck with it.
So, right.
Because
What? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what about in the case of Hearthstone? Well, I guess Magic and stuff. You're buying a pack, and is that taking a risk that you'll get that special card that you could use all the time, or is that under the same category as that?
Hearthstone is completely different. It has the same mechanics as like Magic the Gathering, but the one thing that I give Blizzard credit for is when they made Hearthstone, they added something called the dust mechanic. So basically the way, for those who don't know how card games work, is every so often they release a new set.
Yeah.
And after so many sets, or in case of Hearthstone, when they add a set, whatever the oldest set is gets taken out of general rotation. So people have to keep upgrading their decks. So unless you have like an attachment to these cards or you play wild format, what you can do is all these cards you can't play anymore in Hearthstone, you can turn them into dust. And then you can make new cards.
Okay, so then it's totally different than loot boxes.
Yes and no. Like the whole thing with loot boxes, and like Red said, is like with card games, again, it's something tangible.
Yeah.
And like I can trade cards back and forth with you if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Again, Hearthstone's digital, but they give you a way to recycle things you can't use anymore.
Gotcha. So then
it's not too bad.
It's not too bad, right?
Yeah. Where loot boxes are getting bad is with Activision, where they're releasing new guns, better guns, behind loot boxes. Loot boxes turn pay to win. That's when you start have to like really consider what's going on.
Yeah.
Because Black Ops 4 just released a bunch of new guns. Oh wait, but you have to unlock them through the loot box system.
And just keep throwing money till you find it, right?
As much crap as I give Epic, they have the best microtransaction system out there.
Like Fortnite style?
Yep. Here's everything you want. If you want it, this is how much it costs. There's no guesswork. There's no nothing.
Yeah.
You want this skin? Okay, that's $35. Here you go.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You agree with that, Red, too? Was that the straightforward tactic?
Well, yeah, I suppose if you got to remember, Fortnite's different because you're not paying a fee to play Fortnite. You don't have to buy Fortnite to play Fortnite. You don't need those skins. At the end of the day, people just get them because they want to look pretty, look different, and that's a way to support the company for the game that you're playing. Because you didn't pay $60 for the game, it's free, as opposed to
spend $130 on the game.
Yeah, when it first came out. But yeah, the battle royales, I mean, that stuff, like I said, it's free. Yeah. They put in the work to get the money and go from there, and if you want to support them, that's fantastic. The difference is, and I go back to this, when we go to companies like Activision, EA, and all those guys, who's really to blame here? Again, because it might be in the game, but maybe we as players need to check ourselves first and go, well, might I have a problem because I want to look pretty and I want to do this and I want a chance getting this because I feel the pressure of, having an inferior weapon or something like that I have to invest the money to get it.
Right.
And that's really what we have to look at too, is that, we can sit here and blame the developers until the sun comes up, but at the same time, you don't have to spend anything. You don't have to give them the money. And it's because there are weak-minded people out there that have problems with these things, because it's just the same thing as going to a casino and losing, getting your rent check or whatever, and just blowing it all
Yeah.
at the casino. It's the same sort of concept. So it's really sort of trying to help those people out who can't control themselves. And it's just sad because because they can't control themselves, the company keeps doing what they're doing because they're making the money. If they weren't making the money, things might be a little different.
Yeah, I would kind of just, if we're gonna play a blame game, it is the person that's putting up the money to get it, right? It's not the companies that are like put a gun to your head and said buy your stuff. It's really up to the consumer, right?
It's both the fault of the company involved, the consumer. It's you have to look at it from its blame on both sides. Because you have the companies doing this, and this isn't a new thing, like Red said. We have been slowly attuned and trained to be okay with this stuff. Because first you had DLC, then you had skins, and then slowly these mechanics start getting up more and more, and more people were buying into it, making millions and millions of dollars. And then, because of all this, because of that happening, you have what's basically these live service games now.
Yeah.
Games like Anthem, games like Fallout 76. These games are coming out unfinished, broken, and they have these price tags on it. Because they're saying, okay, here's our game. You're gonna be better anyway here in about a year or so you're fine. Then you're paying AAA prices for games that shouldn't be out of alpha, let alone beta.
Yeah.
And then you're getting hit with the premium. Being hit with these premium markets as well. Fortnite, free to play. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
You need to make money somehow. Warframe, free to play. You have to make money somehow.
True. That is true. They got to do it somehow, and yeah, these free to plays, that's the only kicker. You got to support some way. So
yeah, and the thing is, like with the people who made Warframe, I love their game. I'm burned out of it right now, but I love their game.
You've maxed out a lot on. Did you spend a lot by any chance, or you did unlocking?
Yeah. I have over 1,200 hours in that game.
That's a long time.
That right there deserves some kind of monetary withdraw from me to the game company. Like, here, you've taken up 1,200 hours of my time. Here's some money.
Do you play any of those kind of like games too, Red? Like some kind of like, game free to play game yourself? Like Sticks here?
Oh my God. So for me, I'll just kind of go briefly on this, is that, games like right now I'm playing a mobile game called Azure Lane. And it's just basically historical ship girls, or ships that are basically drawn as girls with different ship parts and all that fun stuff. But aside from that, everything in the game you can pretty much get on your own just by playing the dang game. So they really don't force you into, buying anything and whatnot. But those are the moments where it's like, you know what? They're putting out this great art in their game. Yeah. And you can get different skins, and I've got the creature or the one of the girls, the characters or whatever. Yeah, let me toss you $5 to buy maybe an art, a different skin or something like that, because I've been playing your game for well over 2 months now, and I've not given you a dime, but I've gotten a lot of the ships that I've wanted. So awesome.
Yeah, I'm totally not playing it right now, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically, Azure Lane is what they call gacha games, as in like the gachapons from Japan, where you put money in, you turn a thing like the quarter vending machines. So this is basically a character collecting, side-scrolling bullet hell. Imagine Pokemon meets Super R-Type.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Meets meets anime girls meets naval history. That's exactly what this is.
Yeah, and if
because it does. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It stylizes it, but it actually teaches you like naval battles. It's gone over the Battle of Midway. It's gone over Pearl Harbor. Right now, one of the stages I'm doing is I just covered the German occupation of France.
It teaches you some good history there, man. Some good history.
So yeah, like it's free to play. You don't have to spend money on it. You get all this stuff for free.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a game where if you like it, toss them some money once in a while.
That's
because,
true.
Like I said, with people like the company behind Azure Lane, behind Warframe, they're doing it because they love the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They put a lot of, at least like from the Warframe people, like if you watch their dev streams,
mm-hmm.
they put so much passion into this game.
I think then,
like I said, go ahead.
Oh, and then they totally deserve it then if you're going to be, get you liking the game that so much.
Yeah, one thing that Warframe did is they used to have, I forget what the mechanic was, but it was you bought it over, you can buy it in their premium store,
mm-hmm.
and they noticed that one person was spending a lot of money on the one thing. So what did they do? They took it out because of one person spending way too much money on it.
Really?
They could have kept it in, made tons of money from this guy,
mm-hmm.
made money from others, but because of how they saw this one person spending copious amounts of money in this one mechanic, they took it out.
Mm. Oh, wow. They could have abused it.
Yeah. Then you have companies like Activision. Here's a $6 game. It's not complete because it was complete. like what they do with call Black Ops 4. We're gonna release this game. We're all gonna not talk about this, but we're gonna release loot boxes in 6 months.
Yeah.
We're waiting so reviews don't say bad things about us, but shh, it's fine. And then the initial reviews come out. Oh, hey, look, loot boxes. Yay.
It's like, I did not know this was going to happen. But
yeah, just same way with Fallout 76. They said they promised day one, no pay to win mechanics in the shop. There's only going to be cosmetic items. They released med kits. They released repair kits into the store now where you can repair your guns. Some of these, you can repair your gun over 100%.
Wow.
Mind you, it's something very small, but it's showing that this company is going back on their word.
Mm-hmm. And that's why they cannot be trusted. Basically. But yeah, we'll leave it as that. Like, people, they got to be supported somehow. They need to make the money. So if you enjoy playing what you're playing for the free games, and it's not bad to support them. And yeah, that's I totally agree. You guys spend a lot of time on the games that you like. You like Warframe, and Red likes that Azure Lane, right?
Azure Lane.
Azure Lane.
Like Azure Blue.
Oh.
Yeah, like the color blue, Azure, and then Lane.
Yeah, I guess I see nothing wrong with that. I totally
There's
understand.
quite a lot of people playing that as well. So that's always fun, too, is to get into sort of a community. Like any game, you get into a community with other people, and you'll have a good time, and that just makes the game even more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I would be totally supporting the game I like. So, Cheerios to those people that, keeping those developers making new content, because, like you said, they do have to make something out of it. But I'm going to jump to another thing I read off the news 2 days ago. You guys are familiar with that G2A company, the one that makes all those Okay. Can you give us a little background of this company and why apparently they're going to pay big time reviewers or journalists or whatnot to have them support them, saying that they're a good company or change a rep.
Okay. G2A, for anyone who doesn't know what it is, third party vendor for You can go on there. Usually, you can buy games cheaper than you can on Steam. Thing is, you don't know where the key's coming from. So what?
I was kind of always wondering, like, so they just make up their own keys, or they just buy a bunch of keys? Where do those come from?
Well, they don't actually sell the keys. What it is they have people who, it's like eBay for game. So people go on their website, they say, okay, I have this game, this key for this region, I am willing to sell it for this amount of money. GTA is like, okay. So GTA gets a cut of the sell. And what happens is you go on there, you type in, say, Overwatch.
Yeah.
There will be like 20,000 different listings for Overwatch for North America, for Asia, for Europe. Like each has these different regions.
Yeah.
And you pay less, but the thing is, you're going into this knowing that the key you're buying might be stolen. Yeah, it's called gray market. It's basically called the gray market because there are some legitimate keys, there are some less than legitimate keys, but you don't know.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they're not a licensed reseller with a lot of companies, so they technically aren't allowed to be selling these keys.
And yet they are.
Yeah, and on top of that, they give you if you pay so much a month, they give you protection. So if someone sells you a bogus key, you go, okay, they sold me a bogus key. They're like, okay, hold on, let's try and correct this. They'll contact the seller to either get you a refund or another key. But only if you pay for it.
That would make sense. So then, and people I guess that's where the rep, of course, started getting bad, because, I mean, I can only imagine that they're just trying to shortchange a lot of companies. Well, I don't know.
Because
right?
Developers aren't getting money for them. They're getting the people selling the keys. If they're stolen, they're making money. G2A is making money. The only people not making money are the developers. So what basically? Go ahead.
Oh, like so basically, like they're shortchanging developers, but how long has this been going on for them to have this bad of rep?
Years. G2A's been around for years.
And you guys never bought anything from them? Have you ever attempted to buy anything from them before?
The only thing I've ever really bought from them was Fortnite beta key. Back when I wanted to try Fortnite. It was 37 cents.
Oh, did you really? How about...
I've never gotten anything from them. You know, I don't.
You wouldn't deal with that.
I don't think they have anything to do with the developers or anything. I see them as like a GameStop at the end of the day. You know, that'd be the best way that I could explain it. You know, and where they were making their money was from the protection thing, and that's like shady business. You know, if I'm going to a site to buy a game, why do we gotta have protection in case the key is bad? Isn't that on your part to make sure that this isn't a thing?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, like I said, G2A doesn't actually sell the keys. They operate the same way eBay does.
Yeah.
People put listing. Yeah. Go ahead.
Fred?
Oh no, I was done there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah. I mean, that's true. It would be up to the. I mean, I totally see the point. You're buying it. Why do I have to buy protection? Shouldn't it be safe anyway, right?
Well, because the keys may not be legitimate. They can't offer you. They can't guarantee you this key is legit.
So what happens if it's not legit? Is there a refund? Do I get another shot at it? Are you going to give me something free? Will you give me something that you'll work?
Did you pay for the protection?
Oh crap! They're going to be like that if you don't buy the protection.
That's what it is. If you didn't buy protection, they can't tell you to go pound sand.
That's freaking crap. And I totally get it. What Red was saying with that, like, yeah, like, why am I gonna throw my money out there? It's not even guaranteed. But anyways, point is, I just found it funny how they want journalists to like go with a pre-written article to defend their bad rep, and I mean, that's just a joke, right?
I mean, that's not even the worst of it, Mop. You may not know this, but there's a guy
yeah.
who developed a game, and he said this to his public on a tweet. He said, I would much rather you go and pirate my game than to buy it from thieves. And he had a picture of G2A.
Yeah.
And he had a big cross out over there. And then he had a picture of Pirate Bay saying, I'd rather you do that than give those people any money.
And Pirate Bay. Well, how come they don't stop this then? Is there a reason why they can't stop G2A's company, like shut them down?
They base out of a country that basically they can't touch. They're not based in the United States, so this kind of law doesn't work. And so whatever country they're in, maybe not have law.
So that's their little safe zone then.
That's why. I mean, there are still countries out there that don't ban piracy.
A lot of it's like in China or whatnot, right?
No, not even China. These are European countries.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
you can go on. You can like real quick. You can go look at like Pirate Bay mirrors.
Yeah.
Most of them are European.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's very true. So, well, it's kind of sucks they could get away with it, but yeah, that is kind of crap and kind of ironic that they would try to like have some people read something about them to make them look better. It's a bunch of crap.
Well, that's the thing is it's publicity. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they don't want that stigma around their name.
It's
and
like
the reason. Go ahead.
It's like it kind of just reminds me of so you're buying all their stuff. What's that other site where people were buying like generic like PlayStations? Was it AliExpress? You guys are familiar with AliExpress?
Yeah.
I am not.
You're not. So there's this place where they're selling like Chinese knockoffs or Asian knockoffs of consoles. Like you probably heard of who was the rapper that everyone was making fun of? Soulja Boy. He was making, his little game consoles or what. You could buy like a cheaper version of that on this thing called AliExpress where like it has a ton of like video game stuff but of poor quality, but you could buy it for like $30 or 20 was. Is that right, Sticks? Like something like that?
Partly, because you can buy those same things off of Amazon.
Yeah,
all AliExpress, again, it's a retailer that sells different things. It's just a massive online reseller.
Yeah, it's just amazing, Red. You should check it out. Like at some time, you're like, wow, you could if you ever wanted to buy like a really, really cheap ass gift for a friend and they love video games, you might want to go check that out. It might not last long, but you'll get like at least a good deal.
But hey, it's a thought that counts.
Yeah.
See, again, that's not true though, because there are some things that AliExpress sells that all it is, it's made cheaper. So you can buy these things that are made, say, in China. They're still decent quality.
Yeah.
And you can just buy it. It takes like 2 weeks to get to you. But they're just like, and see, that's the thing is people look at that and go like, oh, this isn't good. This is generic stuff. It's not good. That's what even our market is. If you went out and say, like for instance, an air compressor, for people who ever do miniature paint or like any kind of painting at all, you have air compressors with tanks on it. Here's the thing with that, and this is the same thing with the tool world. There's one company that makes these things. They just put different stickers on it for different companies. So even though one might be from company A, which is a well-known company, well-respected, and then you have one from a lesser-known company that's cheaper, it's the same unit, just with a different label on it.
Oh man, that's still a risk to buy. Like ever since the whole Soulja Boy debacle.
No, see, the whole thing with the whole Soulja Boy debacle is that's what he did. He bought these pre-made things that were already for sale and just put his name on it.
That's it. And apparently, right, because I remember you mentioned certain countries it's legal. He was able to do this because it was legal, like to do that
No.
in China. Is it drop shipping?
No, what it was is he didn't think he didn't think that anyone could touch him.
Yeah.
But he was just basically buying these 201 game consoles and this, and he was just kind of selling them off as his own because why not? You can buy them on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just crazy when you look at that site and you can see so many things. But I dare you. If I bought you guys a gift from AliExpress, would you guys enjoy it? Would you like it? Would you appreciate it? If you can make it last.
I mean, it depends on the quality of the item.
I mean, you don't even have to say anything. You could just say, "Here, here's a gift for you," and you never know.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't take it by offense. It doesn't mean I hate you. I try to buy you something and it just broke on you or something. Would that be like?
Again, it's like, are you purposely trying to troll us, or did you go and oh, okay, this is? I looked at it. I looked at the reviews. It's such a decent quality. We're gonna buy it. Here you.
I would love for you guys to review it. I would want you to review it on your thing. It's like get this generic Xbox One X, but it's like trash. Like I think they opened up on YouTube they have a lot of those reviews on it, and they'll open up the system and like a lot of it would be like nothing in the system or like a bunch of like cheesy wiring or whatever.
Oh yeah, because all those things are their Raspberry.
Is it Raspberry Pis?
They're-
Not
that's what
even
they are.
like Raspberry Pis probably have better quality than them, right?
No, that's all it is. Is you're running emulation software off of a Raspberry Pi.
Those are just
All Raspberry Pi. It's a very tiny computer. You just put software on it, and that's all these things are. Is they are very tiny computers, probably Raspberry Pis or Arduino boards.
Mm-hmm.
That you put a little bit of memory on it, you put some kind of audio, some kind of video output onto it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're running emulation software. That's all it is.
It's like trash. I don't know. Like I just got to make fun of it, but yeah, that's just.
But yeah, see, here's the thing though. Like with AliExpress is, yeah, you get these knockoff items, but like you can buy the knockoff items anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's more of a global marketplace to where. I mean, let's be honest. In today's world, with the way things are, it is cheaper to buy things from China. It is cheaper to buy these foreign things because they don't pay as much as labor. And so they can offer these things so much cheaper than we do here in the States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see how it is now because of the new tariffs and stuff that they're gonna bump on these little Asian markets. I hope it's still cheap. I'd buy you guys one. I think for this Christmas I'll get you something from AliExpress. Doesn't mean I hate you guys. I just want to get you guys a gift, and you guys could think of it as a joke gift or something. But if you guys use it and enjoy it, I hope you guys do enjoy it.
Awesome.
Mock's gonna buy us the Z Box 3.
The Z Box.
now with 2,000 NES games on it.
I know it's not even like Xbox quality. It's like Super Nintendo quality or Game Boy quality. That would be so ugly.
Yep, still hooks up to you need a phone line to hook up so you can get on the internet.
It comes with the free packet of a disc of AOL, so AOL 3 or 2. So
it's gonna be called the Mop Box. The front screen, like the loading screen, is just a picture of Mop's face.
Hey, if Soldier Boy could do it for a little while, why can't Mobster do it for a while?
Absolutely.
So next on the list right here, I see Cuphead show on Netflix. Why? Why would they do that? Would you guys watch it? What do you think of that?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's a good idea. Keep the train going. It was a huge hit. It did something different, and it showed what two people could start to do. And it's a whole family that got together and went nuts on this thing, And the game is held pretty high in regards of, the style, the type of game that it is, So why not take advantage of that? I think that's good in any sort of market. It's kind of showing that your hard work is paying off and leading into other things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think
Because-
of this? Mm-hmm.
The art style for Cuphead is gorgeous.
It is. Mm-hmm.
It's very reminiscent of the early 30s cartoons, and that's what drew a lot of people to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was this, even for people who didn't grow up back then, it was this look into how, even though it's all digital, how traditional animation was.
Mm-hmm.
So you had this great soundtrack, this beautiful art style, and a really fun game.
Mm-hmm.
So you add these characters that you love and their quirky personalities, you put that into a TV show, people are going to eat it up.
Yeah. It was great. I remember the first time they showed that on E3 and everyone was like, wow, this looks amazing. It really looks like a cartoon. I didn't think they knew yet that it was going to be a challenging game where, you know, it brought back the skills. If you played old school Nintendo, you're going to have to like go through these platforming levels and either it tears you up or, you know, you just gain your skills on it. I thought that was great. And mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just thought it was just pretty cool.
Yeah, because for someone like me and for our friend Zista, this was our childhood.
Yeah.
So the game itself isn't super difficult. What it takes is memorization and muscle. You have to sit there and you have to see the pattern. Because every boss has a pattern, and that's how you beat it. That's how you beat games back then. Is there you had patterns you had to follow. Like you would know, okay, this boss would go 1, 2, 3 and do something else. 1, 2, 3, then something else. And eventually what happened is you do this so many times that you would know, okay, he's doing this, I need to duck. Then he's going to do this, I need to jump. Okay, now it's safe to attack. And that's all what Cuphead was. It was a very big nostalgia trip for a lot of people.
It was. Did you like it, Red? Did you end up playing it too?
Actually, believe it or not, I have not played Cuphead yet. Ooh. I have had the enjoyment of watching other people play it, aka Tater, and for me, that's where I've gotten my enjoyment from, is through his frustration, him and Zista.
Through their frustration? I could imagine.
Oh yeah.
They've been. Were there controllers thrown, or was there some crazy?
I mean, not really. But you know, a lot of oh my goshes and things like that.
Well, yeah. I do hope the show turns out to be real good. Is it going to be like one of those? They're going to throw a whole season up of you know, the series the Cuphead show like as a series.
Yeah.
When is this going to happen?
Not sure on any dates just yet, but if you saw what they did with Castlevania, I think it's going to be pretty much like.
Castlevania was awesome.
Yeah, they're probably gonna throw like a 3-4 episode trial out of people. Like, give it 9 months, you're gonna see a full season.
Yeah, that would be great. I can't wait to that. That's something to be on the radar for. Are you guys familiar with Ryan's World by any chance as well?
Yeah.
So like, I even put this on my Facebook last night. I was watching one of the people I watch on YouTube. His name is RGT. 85, and he was talking. He just put a random tweet that's saying like, "Yeah, Mario Kart. I'm gonna be done with you or something. It's the end of you, Mario Kart. Now they have racing with Ryan." And apparently, this guy has his own racing game now. And is this right? This is the kid that reviews toys and it's getting paid millions and millions for just reviewing toys.
Yes.
God.
Yeah, Ryan's toy review.
Why? Totally went down the wrong path in life. You know, like it's.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. What do you think of this thing? Do you think I mean, are you guys, I don't know. I'm not going to say you guys are fans. I'm going to take it you guys don't watch it on a regular basis. I don't. But
No.
What do you think? I mean, this is awesome for this kid, right?
Yeah.
Like-
Because this kid and his family basically got this whole thing where all he does is plays with toys on YouTube.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden he gets sponsorships. I just saw a Carl's Jr. commercial with this kid. I guess you could buy something. He has toys that they're giving out. And I'm like, but man, this guy Got his own video game?
Yeah, he marketed himself really well. They teamed up with like some company, whatever, to promote him, and that's how everything kind of goes. And it's great because he's got a target audience, and it's little kids. I mean, there's a ton of money in that market, and he's a kid himself, so it just works. And this is just sort of the next step in line of, hey, I'm going to be doing toys, going to reviewing this, and then as I continue to grow, I'll review probably more adult things, or maybe, just maybe, he gets tired of it and doesn't want to do it anymore. But he's got money, so.
Yeah.
Oh, and the thing is, with the way YouTube is nowadays, this is smart for him. Because, good.
Like, how old is he? Like, he's really.
He has to be like 10, if that.
So he's pretty much.
He's super young.
So jealous. But yeah, like you said, he's all set for that. I mean, one of the things I put that on my Facebook, like, and someone.
He's
what?
7.
He's 7. Red, how does that make us feel, man? This guy's 7. He's a millionaire. Right?
I tell you, there are moments where you think you missed the boat, and then there's other moments where you're just like, man, I wish I was a bit younger.
Yeah.
in that respect, to have certain audiences relate to you and things like that. YouTube, it just shows what it can do for people's lives.
Yeah.
And it's really up to you to find an audience and kind of work. But it's not a one person type of thing. You got to have people around you that believe in you, and that just makes the whole sort of trip even easier. And then it just becomes like nothing, and you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
He his mom was a high school chemistry teacher and quit her job to help him make this channel.
What? Really?
Yeah.
You know what?
And see,
Living on his coattails. It's like, what can you say?
Well, and here's the thing is, like I started saying before, with the atmosphere and environment in YouTube right now, this kid has to do this. Because if you remember, during last year and earlier this year, you had that whole issue with bad actors. You had the whole issue to where you would have, excuse me for this, people who would basically go into kids' videos and just put in the comments timestamps of these different shots inside the video. And they were building these underground communities like this.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's horrible.
That's what's
and you had people dressing up like Elsa and like Spider-Man and doing these less than child-friendly things, but because they're dressed up like these cartoon characters, kids were finding this stuff, watching it. They were getting massive ad revenue from it.
Wow, so that's what's going on with that.
That was one of the adpocalypses. Was you had people and what happened is you had a lot of these people doing this stuff, and then channels like Ryan's, who's the kid's adorable. He really is.
Yeah, I did see a couple of clips of it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? This kid, I like this kid, but I'm jealous because he's getting to do this. I'm very jealous. He's a great kid.
But at the same time, there was a while there where his channel was getting
It was getting what? I'm sorry, what was that?
Demonetized.
Oh, demonetized because
YouTube was taken off there because of all these people in the comments who were going into kids' videos, especially like young girls under the age of 16. They were going in there and posting these timestamps, and that they're basically preying on these kids.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
That's creepy.
So what YouTube started doing was they had to start like demonetizing videos to try and get rid of all this traffic.
Yeah.
So channels like Ryan's and that were getting hurt because they were losing out on this ad revenue.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess. But now he's back to where he's at. I guess, now he's still making money and more sponsorships and whatnot.
It's still iffy. YouTube's in a really bad place now.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, there was a thing with YouTube, right? A lot of content creators were actually getting angered because they were taking a lot of they're being demonetized as well, right? Because what regulations, stricter rules? Is that what it was?
It's basically what it is. What YouTube is doing is making sense from a corporate point of view. Mm-hmm. They want sponsors. They want people bringing in money to their platform. Mm-hmm. So they want SC Johnson. They want they want these companies coming in saying, okay, we want to have our products shown on your platform because you're getting billions of views a day.
Yeah.
But the problem is you have channels that are less than advertiser friendly, and you don't really want your ads on channels like that.
No.
Because it looks like you're endorsing this person.
Yeah.
So what happens is YouTube gets complaints. YouTube can't fix it properly because it's YouTube. Mm-hmm. Because you're getting hours of hundreds of thousands of hours of content every minute.
Yeah.
So what they have to do is just blanket things. So they make these gigantic blanket decisions that are hurting channels. Meanwhile, you have things like these big corporate channels, things like oh god, what channels Jimmy Kimmel show on?
Oh, ABC.
ABC, who are doing these same things.
Yeah.
But still getting ads.
Mm-hmm.
So it's becoming more of this corporate cesspool of things to where it's suffocating the creators.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are being hurt by it. People are losing their channels. People have to go to things like Patreon.
Yeah.
And doing it that way where they still want to make this content, mm-hmm. but YouTube is making it harder and harder and harder. And every time something goes wrong, anytime there's a PewDiePie incident, anytime there's a bad actor incident, anytime there's a Jake Paul or Logan Paul incident, all that does is clinches the fist tighter around these YouTube creators because it brings negative publicity from the mainstream. Yeah. Mainstream says, look at this. Sponsors look at this and go, oh, crap. Mm-hmm. We don't want to be involved in this, mm-hmm. even though it's a very small sample size. Mm-hmm. And so people are losing out money because of this.
It's a money world, right? It is a money-hungry world. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Red? Any closing thoughts on that?
No, I think Mystic summed it up pretty well. At the end of the day, it's just the way how things are right now, and good on him for doing what he's got to do and getting through and making that money.
Exactly.
Obviously reaching somebody, and that's awesome. Good for him.
I liked what you put for one of the things to look up. That River City Girls, where did you get that from? I was like trying to see where that came out of. I don't know.
Well, it's on Steam. It's going to be coming out. You can find it on Steam.
I thought that was a pretty cool. It's River City Ransom. Is that where the connection is?
So it takes place in the same world as River City Ransom, except it's, oh man, these thugs kidnapped our boyfriends. Let's go rescue them.
That was a great concept.
So it has that sort of cheesy vibe type of deal. But here's my problem with it, right? It's being made by another company, as well, like Arc System Works made the River City Ransom Hero, the new one they released a while back.
Yeah.
And now they're coming out with this. If you compare both those games, mm-hmm. like the one that came out first looks like awful.
Yeah.
This game just looks incredibly well done. Like somebody actually gave a damn about the IP.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that the older game, which had the reoccurring characters, and now they're a little bit older, whatever.
Yeah.
It has the same look and feel like the original River City, but like they didn't really do much to make it, sort of modernize it. But this new one they're doing, you could see there's a lot more money put towards this one.
It looks great. I really dig it. I was looking at the trailer. I'm like, wow, I need to get this.
Yeah, the one you're thinking of, that was what, Tokyo Rumble?
Tokyo Rumble. What
Yeah,
is
River
that?
City Tokyo Rumble.
River City Tokyo Rumble. The original one?
I think that's the one that Ark did a few years ago.
Okay, because like I remember, this is all, the base game was River City Ransom, right?
Yeah, it's called River City Ransom Underground.
Okay.
That's the one they did not too long ago.
That'd be something, guys. You gotta check that out, River City. And is this already out by any chance? Because if it is, I'm getting it. River City Girls.
No, I don't think so.
So it's in the works.
Yeah.
I like those 8-bit games. I love those things. The game that I really got me was that Witchfire, the Dark Souls of, which seems to be like the Dark Souls of shooters, but I like the lore. What do you think of that, Sticks? You saw that?
That game looks amazing. I cannot wait to get my hand.
Oh man, it was. So what is it? So it looks like your standard FPS, except you are in the darkest of forests, going after these monsters? I could, like, that's what it looked like. It just looked amazing though.
The best way that I could describe it really quickly is it's like the Bloodborne games, Soulborne type stuff, but in a first-person setting, because it has that sort of, that slight settings that they've got similar with, Bloodborne.
Yeah, but except with the gun. That was great. I could deal with that with the gun, like I don't know if you guys are good with Dark Souls or Bloodborne and stuff. Like I struggle in those, but it's one of those that the longer you play with it, you probably get the patterns as usual and just work it. Have you guys ever completed any of those games?
No, I never got into those. I eventually want to though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got them. I just got to set aside some time to really invest in them, because they seem like a good time.
Yeah, it really does. I think if it seems like a one-player game though. Usually those games are one player, but if it's a co-op and it's just as hard as other people, I'd be happy to get it with you guys.
No, the Dark Souls games are co-op.
Oh, there is. Oh, that's right. Is it all of them, or is it like the third one?
I think 2 and 3 are both co-op. I'm not sure if one.
I'd be down to do that. And you just play against what is it? Just a campaign together kind of deal?
From what I understand, yeah.
Gotta look into that one day. We could do a little showcase of us. Well, we could talk while we play those games. I think that would be a great idea.
No.
We're all just mad, but with the subject at hand, we're just all pissed off. Like,
No, I don't think that's gonna be a game to where we can and still focus on
It's like, man, there are a bunch of pissed off people on the podcast because we're playing.
Now, River City Ransom, absolutely.
Oh yeah. That I would love to do that. So we gotta plan that one day. I'm gonna go on to the last thing. I know it's pretty late for you guys. I appreciate you guys, staying up this late. It's like 12, almost 12:30 my time. For you guys, it's either 2 and 3. Okay, so you guys heard of the Nintendo Switch. Speaking of Nintendo Switches, you guys heard about the new Nintendo Switch Lite?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that? Would that be worth it? Because so this is what I've heard so far. It's gonna come out in 1080p, but yet I think the Joy-Cons are actually gonna be connected without separating it. What do you think? Who would this be for? Who? What do you think?
It's gonna be for anyone who doesn't want to really have time to sit down and. Because it's just going to be there's going to be some things missing, like there's not going to be dock The Joy Cons are stuck to it, so that's going to be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Would it be something you'd want to get again? Because I thought the install base was already big for like Nintendo Switches. I mean, is there
I'm waiting for the rumored Switch Pro.
the Switch Pro, the rumored one? So
Yeah.
what would be the changes in that? Bigger?
Not bigger, but probably a little bit bigger, probably stronger CPU, better graphics.
Mm-hmm. And I know, Red, you're probably not going to be interested in it because, you're just going to be leaving the Switch family, huh?
Yeah, no, if I wanted to have a handheld, then I would stick with just the Switch. There's no reason for me to get a light at the end of the day, and even knowing that I could take this wherever I want to go, I still don't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty finicky with this thing anyway, in the sense that, like, I try to keep all my things in really good condition.
Yes.
And so I'm always leery about taking things places unless it's super protected, and I've had no reason to really take it anywhere with me. I don't play when I go to sleep, because when I go to bed, it's to actually sleep.
Yeah.
So if I go to the bathroom, yeah, maybe I'll play it there. But then, you get that bathroom funk on it, and I just don't want to deal with that. So I just kept it in the dock the entire time since I've had it. And it's worked fantastic, and that's just how I look at it. If I wanted a handheld,
Yeah.
I would would do something else and get something that would work better. So
right on. How for you two? You guys have any last thoughts for the night? Any reflections or anything you want to share with everyone?
I'm sorry, you cut out, buddy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Is there any last thoughts you guys want to share before we cut out? Any reflections on the day or anything in your life? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, go ahead, Mystics.
Nothing really for me.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest thing right now is we're at a point to where it's hitting the summer season.
Yeah.
We're going to be kind of hitting, and it's just, if one thing that we can take a look at things now is look what you're, because we're running into things to where people are talking about things where we are becoming more and more informed about the things that we are playing, that any of the problems we've talked about should no longer be issues.
Yeah.
We should be at a place to where loot boxes shouldn't be a thing that we have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't like the game, I'm not spending extra money on it.
True. Mm-hmm. Totally understand. So, totally agree. How about you, Red, as yourself? Anything?
Not a whole lot, really. It's just it's kind of a wait and see for the rest of the months that are coming up in terms of the gaming world.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of great stuff coming out in September.
Yeah.
It would seem. So I think that's where a lot of the big changes are going to be, and a lot of things that people are looking forward to, etc. Right now it's just to keep your head up and look for those little gems that are going around, and just make yourself aware to some of the practices and stuff that's going on. But other than that, everything's been good. It's been good. How about you?
Oh, man, myself. Same thing. It's summer. Usually the summer's all slow. Like, still waiting for good stuff to come out. I've honestly been feeling pretty. I don't want to say burned out, but sometimes I kind of start to lose a drive of broadcasting like games. I like doing this. This is what I enjoy with you guys. This is fun. When it comes to the gaming, I'm like, sometimes I have to push myself a little harder just to wake up and play something and keep the community together and things like that. And sometimes I miss just watching and just going out, or I don't know. And I've been, even on Twitter, I see some of the big time names guys like Summit's like he seems like he's losing his drive, or I don't know what it is. Maybe it's those funks that you get. You ever get in those funks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, what do? You just kind of avoid it for a while and just, when you feel like it, come back? Or
At the end of the day, what it comes down to is if you're not having fun, you're not enjoying the content you're making, it's going to show.
Yeah.
It's going to, even if you don't think it is, it's going to show to everybody watching. If you need to take a break, if you need to change things up, change it up.
Yeah.
If it just needs to be you sitting there, like playing whatever you want to play, and just talking, like we're doing now.
Yeah.
Just sitting there and bullshitting, shooting the breeze. Then just do that. Just sit there and play whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't want to perform, you don't want to be like, okay, I'm streaming this.
Yeah.
Sit there and just play something chill, and then just talk to people.
That's true. And that's what I miss. I just, simple conversations, talks and stuff. It's great. It's just, you get to think of things to say on certain subjects, and it's cool. It's great.
Yeah.
That's something to think about. Thanks, guys. And again, I want to make sure you guys get your channels out. Like for instance, Mystics. He's on Twitch. Twitch.tv/The Mystics, and
my channel is currently sleeping.
It's sleeping right now, but we'll be back on. And we also have Red, who's Simply Red, who's active like every day, 5 days a week, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Twitch.tv/Simply Red, and he goes on. What's your start time usually in the morning? Because I get confused with my time, your time.
11 a.m. Central, so 9 o'clock your time. Till 3 o'clock p.m. your time, or a little bit later.
Yeah, that's his channel right now, and also he also has a YouTube, and he also does graphic design. Mystics also can help you out with any of your